Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Music Mondays podcast. I'm your host, Sam Slays. Welcome on in, my friends. Happy Monday. Hope you're well, hope you're chilling, hope you're vibing. This is episode 279 of the Music Mondays podcast. Like I said, hope you had a good week, hope you're chilling, man. We are live on this fine Monday. This is our first episode of June, actually, so very exciting. We're finally, getting into, the nitty gritty of summer. You know what I mean? Finally, getting into those really good summer months. Definitely not excited for the heat, but I will say that I'm excited for some decent weather for sure. But like I said, this is episode 279. Hope you're well, hope you're chilling, hope you're vibing. I'm your host, Zom Slays, and this is the Music Mondays episode 279. So, let's dive into a few things here. A couple things I want to go over, some weekly recap stuff. We're going to talk about what's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next couple of weeks. We're going to talk recruiting. We're going to talk exclusives, all that good jazz. You guys know the drill. So, let's continue on, my friends. Let's go. So, first up, we're going to start off with some weekly recap jazz. Let's talk about what you might have missed at Music Mondays over the course of the last couple of weeks, man. So, per usual, Music Mondays basic logo t-shirts are available and in stock right now. We still have smalls, mediums, and larges. So, again, if you're interested in purchasing one of those, $20 flat, including shipping. Obviously, United States only, just so you guys don't get fucking crushed by shipping costs, right? So, again, definitely let us know if you want to purchase one of those. DMs and messages definitely preferred. So, that's a staple per usual. Of course, heading into Tuesday, if you want to download or record or anything like that, you want to clip the Music Mondays podcast, that is available right now. And always every single Tuesday on the Music Mondays Patreon. So definitely go check that out and go show that some love. Huge shout out to all the Music Mondays Patrons. You guys are fucking wonderful. And then, of course, furthering into Tuesday, if you want to submit for next week's episode of the Music Mondays podcast, if you want to submit for episode 280. 280 is actually the season, I believe, 14 premiere of the Music Mondays podcast. So that'll be sick. But if you want to submit for next week's show, submissions will be live tomorrow, June 2nd, 2026. So that's Tuesday. Heading deeper into Wednesday, SoundCloud Sunday submissions do open every single Wednesday. So again, if you're interested in getting involved in our weekly SoundCloud playlist that does drop every single Sunday, submissions do go live every single Wednesday. So make sure you follow us on social media and stay up to date with all of our submissions when it comes down to our playlist and the podcast and things like that, right? So that's Wednesday. And then, of course, we always cap off Wednesday with some audio podcast promo for the following day. Because, again, if you missed the Music Mondays podcast on Monday, we do drop the audio version every single Thursday during that week. So, again, we always finish off Wednesday with some audio podcast promo. So that's Wednesday. Heading into Thursday, episode 278 of the Music Mondays podcast is available right now on all audio platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all that good jazz. If you are interested in restreaming the Music Mondays podcast, that is available on all audio platforms. And huge shout out to everybody that did submit and tune in. Episode 278. You guys are fucking wonderful. Let's see here. So that's Thursday. Heading deeper into Thursday, brand new YouTube upload is available right now. Community feedback number 33 is available on the Music Mondays YouTube channel. That's our month-to-month segment that we kind of do here on the show when it comes down to breaking down things that you guys want to see, right? Because you guys know that Music Mondays has a big roadmap, and we always have shit planned, but when it comes down to the community, we always want you guys to kind of have a voice, right? So community feedback number 33 is available right now on the Music Mondays channel. Definitely go check that out. So that was Thursday. Heading into Friday. So, relatively stacked Friday, to be honest with you. A brand new article is actually live by me this week. I broke down Dirty Animal's recent track that we reacted to earlier, I think last week's show or episode 278 or something like that. But Dirty Animal review is available right now on the Music Mondays homepage. So definitely go check that out and go show that some love. So that was Friday. Heading into Saturday, episode 278 of the Music Mondays podcast is available right now on the Music Mondays YouTube channel. So again, if you prefer the YouTube version of the show, you want to go clip it, record it, download it, or anything like that, That is available every single Saturday, so definitely go check that out and go show that some love. And huge shout out to everybody that did submit and tune in to episode 278, man. We've been having some banger shows in the fucking summer, man. So huge shout out to all you guys. So that was Saturday. Heading into Sunday, SoundCloud Sunday Volume 241 is available right now on the Music Money SoundCloud. That was curated by me, and the cover art was done by the homie 60 Music Money's staff designer. So definitely go show that some love. And go show SoundCloud Sunday Volume 241 some love, man. Huge shout out to everybody that did submit and kind of tune in to SoundCloud Sunday, man. You guys are fucking wonderful. Yeah, recently, like, SoundCloud Sunday has been fucking insane. I'm not gonna lie. Recently, SoundCloud Sunday has been pretty fucking crazy. So, huge shout out to all you guys that make SoundCloud Sunday what it is. But that was Sunday. Heading into today, Monday, we are live, June 1st, 2026. This is episode 279 of the Music Mondays podcast, and that was your weekly recap. That's pretty much everything major that you missed at Music Mondays over the course of the last week or so. Of course, you guys know that I update you guys weekly here on the show, so make sure you tune in every Monday if you want some more frequent Music Mondays update, or make sure you follow us on social media as well. So, that was weekly recap stuff. What's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next week or so? So, a couple of major things that we're working on when it comes down to what's coming. I have a lot of written interviews planned. I realized that recently I've been writing a lot of reviews, right? And I never do reviews. And, you know, it's kind of a good exercise for me as a writer, but as far as like written shit goes, I definitely want to get a lot more written interviews up and ready. So, definitely be prepared for those to be firing off in the chamber for sure. And then, of course, as far as like bigger stuff goes, we have Cyberfest 3, right? So Cyberfest 3 is something that me and the staff are kind of planning when it comes down to bigger background events, right? That'll be taking place, I'd assume, like somewhere in like August-ish, maybe like late July, because we do have a couple more events coming up when it comes down to that. But Cyberfest 3 is definitely something that we're focusing heavily on for sure. But outside of that, a lot of your like monthly and weekly content will be staying the same. So when it comes down to the podcast, when it comes down to our playlist, when it comes down to SoundCloud Sunday and all that other good jazz, you guys know that all that stuff will be staying the same. So nothing like too crazy there. But yeah, I'd say Cyberfest 3 is probably what's taking up like a lot of our time, right? Cyberfest 3 is like super important for sure. But like I said, outside of that, a lot of your monthly and weekly content stuff will be staying the same. So just keep that in mind. But I think that's everything like super major when it comes down to like what's coming on Music Mondays. Me and the staff are kind of working hard, right? You know, on top of like more written pieces, on top of more YouTube stuff, the show, and things like that. So one thing at a time, right? We definitely don't want to like overload and, you know, make sure that like, you know, shit goes well for you guys as well. So Cyberfest 3 is kind of like the big thing, I would say, for sure. But yeah, that's everything like super major. Only a few more things to go through tonight before we dive into some reactions and reviews. We got Ghost in the chat. Welcome on in, my friend. Happy Monday. Hope you're well. Hope you're chilling. How are things, my friend? So that's weekly recap, Jazz. That's what's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next couple of weeks. What else? So recruiting. Yes, Music Mondays is recruiting. We are on the hunt for all of our staff roles. So again, if you are a writer, journalist, curator, designer, you want to do short form content, you want to do long form content, you want to do anything for Music Mondays, definitely let us know. Send us a message, send us a DM, send us an email. Resume definitely preferred, but not required, right? If you're kind of new to the underground independent media space and you want to kind of get your feet wet and learn like how Music Mondays operates, that's completely fine as well. So again, if you're interested in joining the Music Mondays staff team, definitely let us know. Send us a message, send us a DM, send us an email. We'd be happy to have that conversation with you for sure. So outside of recruiting, exclusives. Yes. So again, Music Mondays is on the hunt for exclusives. If you have an unreleased SoundCloud track that you like to have hosted and promoted on the Music Mondays SoundCloud, and of course promoted across all of our social media for completely free, definitely let us know. Send us a message, send us a DM, send us an email. We'd be happy to get that uploaded for you. Again, we're only interested in unreleased material, so feel free to do whatever you want with the track afterwards, right? You want to kind of upload it on all platforms, you want to do a music video for it or anything like that, that's completely fine. We're only interested in the unreleased SoundCloud version. Same goes for YouTube as well. If you want some audio, maybe you have an unreleased music video, an A and B, a lyric video, or anything like that that you like to have hosted on the Music Mondays YouTube channel of over 300 subscribers, and of course promoted across all of our social media for completely free, definitely let us know. Send us a message, send us a DM, send us an email. We'd be happy to get that upload for you. Again, we're only interested in unreleased material, so feel free to do whatever you want with the track afterwards. You want to go put it on streaming, you want to go do anything like that, that's completely fine. But again, definitely let us know. Send us a message, send us a DM, send us an email, my friends. So, that's that. That is that. I believe that's pretty much everything super major. We kind of plowed through content tonight, my friends. So we did weekly recap stuff. We did what's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next couple weeks. We did recruiting. We did exclusives. Yeah, no, we're good. We're good. So, you'll see a few more discussion segments when it comes down to stuff that we're going to dive into in a little bit more detail on the coming weeks for sure. We definitely have like a few topics in the chamber that I've been like wanting to like kind of dive into, but as for right now, I think we'll dive into some reactions and reviews, and let's go head over to Twitter and see what is cracking, my friends. So let's do that. All right. So let's go pop over there. Let's see what's cracking. You guys know the deal. Submissions are always in the same format every single week, and they always read. Artists and creative submissions are open for live reviews on Music Mondays, live on June 1st, 2026 at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Twitch.tv/ZonPlays, which is here and now. Again, submissions are always in the same format, so the only thing that does change is the date, so make sure you're double checking the date and make sure that you're submitting for a show that hasn't happened yet, right? Because you guys would be surprised how many submissions that we do get for shows that are like years old, right? Like I'll get submissions for shows that are from like 2024, right? So make sure you're double checking the date and make sure that you're submitting for a show that hasn't happened yet. And of course, if you'd like to submit your music, artwork, fashion, or digital creation, drop your links and portfolios below. All art forms are welcome. Contrary to our name, Music Mondays, we've reacted to pretty much everything here on the show. When it comes down to music, instrumentals, covers, remixes, full sets, photography, videography, unreleased, merch. Like, we've reacted to pretty much all of it here on the show. So if you feel like you deserve some spotlight here at Music Mondays, definitely feel free to drop your links and portfolios below. Outside of that, we do have a 3-hour show limit here on the show. As you guys know, we're one of the only live shows here on Twitch every single Monday. So we like to keep the show a little bit more palatable to watch back. I mean, one could argue that a 3-hour show is a little bit long, right? But, when it comes down to some of our earlier shows, back in like 2023, where we were doing like, 5 or 6 fucking hours. You know what I mean? Like, we were doing a real long time. So, a 3-hour show limit is definitely like a little bit more like consumable in one sitting, right? It's kind of like watching the Titanic or something. So just keep that in mind. And of course, submissions are free. They always have been free, and they always will be free. But the only thing that we do ask is that you're following Music Buddies on Twitter before you do submit. Again, submissions are free. They always have been free, and they always will be free. But the only thing that we do ask is that you're following us on Twitter before you do submit. That not only helps spread our message and grow our platform, right? But then you may respect everybody else that does wait for their submissions to be reacted to every single week here on the show. And then, of course, you get access to a wide range of community members that are extremely talented. So, I mean, kind of a win-win, right? And then, of course, Patreon subscribers submissions are played first every single week here on the show. So, again, if you're a Music Mondays Patreon subscribed at any tier, you gain access to what's called the Music Mondays Fast Pass. So, for the duration that you're pledged to the Music Mondays Patreon, that allows all of your submissions to be played first every single week here on the show. So, just keep that in mind. And then, of course, huge shout out to all the Music Mondays Patrons. Man, you guys are fucking wonderful. Thank you. I think one other thing that we do got to mention is submissions do close about a couple hours before the show starts. So keep that in mind. A good rule of thumb is that if the show is live, submissions are definitely closed. So you have like roughly, like I'd say, like 6.5 or so days to kind of get your submissions in, right? So just keep that in mind. When it comes down to that, that just makes it easier for us to kind of like see what submissions we have, and that way nobody gets cut off. And say somebody submits late, and then they kind of like cut off the order where somebody was kind of waiting for their submission, right? So that's why we do that. So just keep that in mind. You have like roughly like I said, like I'd probably say 6.5 or so days to kind of get your submissions in. So plenty of time for sure. But outside of that, we do have a how to submit to the Music Mondays podcast guide on our YouTube channel, where I kind of dive in and break down why we take submissions on Twitter, how the Music Mondays podcast came to be, and things like that. And that actually just got updated for 2026, so definitely go check that out and go show that some love. But outside of that, that's pretty much everything, my friends. So let's get into it. We get off my lawn coming through with a gifted tier 1 to First Try the fucking Legend. Huge shout out to Get Off My Lawn, man. Thank you. You did not have to do that. Much love. I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you. I'm good. What about you? I'm good, my friend. I'm good. Another Monday, another chill week, man. We're good. But thank you so much, Get Off My Lawn. Much love, my friend. Thank you. I appreciate you. Like I said, outside of that, nothing else super major. So let's see how many Patreons we do have tonight, and then we're gonna dive into the rest of our community submissions. So we do have Candela as well, kicking off the show this week. I believe they kicked off last week. So that'll be sick. So that's 1 Patreon. Then we have TDG, that's number 2. Then we have Jordan, that's 3. Then we have Ghost, that's 4. Wow, lots of Patreons tonight, man. You guys are fucking showing out. Holy shit. And then lots of community submissions as well. So, stack show tonight, so let's dive in. Let's get into it. We're kicking off with the homies over at Candela Brum. They came through with a track titled Torn. Let's get it, baby. Here's an older one, track 2 from Candela Brum's first album, This Means War. It's called Torn, and it's about making choices in life, whether or not everything else has to be just black or white. Hope you enjoy it. I think we can all relate. I'm down. You know, we haven't gotten too much from Candela, but, you know, from what we have heard, especially over, like, the last, like, 1 or 2 submissions, it's been crazy, for sure. Like, it's been absolutely fucking crazy. 5 minutes. This is Torn from This Means War, so 2026. Track 2, actually, so pretty early on in the project. Okay. And then we have lyrics as well, which is always fire. Definitely always down with lyrics for sure. So, let's get into it. Candela Brum, Torn, let's go.
I am immersed in this world day by day. You can wonder and still not lose your way. It might not be bad, but is it right for me? I can close my eyes and refuse to see. Reconcile these parts of my life, balancing on the edge of a knife. My conscience gnaws me day and night. If it's not godly, can it still be alright?
Damn.
Jesus, I love you, my faith is strong, but I don't know just how I should live my life. Why do I like things I know?
Breakdown is crazy.
Why must I choose to stay inside the lines? Surely the lines can be blurred sometimes. Around my choices to be extremes, one end or the other, opposite teams.
Holy shit. I see where the 5 minutes comes in now.
Tear me asunder, reclaim my heart, till I can tell life and death apart. Rip me away from death's embrace. My wounds will heal. Love's a saving grace. I need you, Jesus. Come
Holy shit.
keep it safe from me.
Wow. Holy fuck. I think one of the main things we gotta do here before we even dive in, because that was crazy. That was definitely crazy. Thank you. You're very welcome. This is epic. I agree. I agree. This is tough. Yep. Music Games Match put a warning on this for violent lyrics. That's insane. That's definitely insane. But I think the caption is even more relevant now that we've heard this, right? So here's an older one, track 2 from Kendall Abrams' first album, This Means War. It's called Torn. It's about making choice in life, whether or not everything has to be black and white. Yeah, there's definitely a big like duality, kind of like yin and yang sort of feel here. No doubt, it definitely has that feeling for me. Um, but very intense though. You know what I mean? Like very, very fucking intense. So let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. We're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We'll talk about vocals. Talk about the overall theme of this track. Instrumental. Hmm. I mean, pretty self-explanatory, right? But I think first things first, we got to dive into the mix. I think the mix is one of those things where, it's either gonna make or break a song like this for sure, especially when it has like so much going on in it. Um, so the mix is fucking key. Like it has to be on point, and this one definitely hits all the marks for me. Nothing like super clashy, too overbearing, or anything that I would like really tweak out about, right? Um, Levels were good, quality was good. Nothing I would like really switch up, right? Um, Especially for an intense instrumental like this, you know? Thinking back, I mean, not really anything that I would like super gripe about, you know? Um, so instrumental mix definitely solid. Um, Instrumental shining star. Um, Yeesh. I mean, there's a lot to kind of dive into here, but I think the first thing that comes to mind, just like naturally, I think the structure probably takes the cake for me. I think how it's structured out, especially for like a 5 minute track, it doesn't feel like 5 minutes at all. You know what I mean? It definitely doesn't feel like 5 minutes whatsoever. So, um, I think structure probably is gonna take the cake here for sure. So, instrumental solid, definitely structure. Let's talk vocals though. Uh, Vocal mix again for a track like this. This is one of those ones where um it has to be on point, right? It fucking has to be on point. Like especially with like this amount of like intensity and like how it's layered out. Like I think I think the mix just needed to be, you know, really solid. Like it absolutely needed to be. So, um again, much like the instrumental, nothing that I would like, really super switch up here. Nothing like super clashy to overbearing. I think drums cut through nicely. Everything kind of blends nicely together. Nothing that like ultimately like kind of threw me off, right? Again, especially for like what this is and the genre, and the style that it's in, I think the mix is perfect. You know what I mean? Really, really perfect. So nothing that I would like switch up here. Um, Vocal shining star on the other hand. Um, hmm. I mean, writing and lyrics are up there, right? But I think writing and lyrics are definitely like, um, much like Kendall Abrams said, like relatable for sure. But I think even deeper than that, though, I think delivery and flow and cadence kind of takes the cake here. Because again, it's a more like serious delivery. It's a more like it like because it's delivered seriously, it makes you take the song serious, right? So I think that's what's like super super fucking important about that. So I think flow and cadence and delivery takes the cake here. I mean, like I said, you could argue writing lyrics, but I think flow and cadence and delivery for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely the structure. Vocal solid, definitely the flow and cadence and delivery. Let's talk theme. Um, aesthetics. This means war. So like I said, this is track 2. And this one has an insane fucking cover. This one has a super like fantasy vibe for me. But almost like cyberpunk-esque, right? And kind of has like a full-blown like like futuristic sort of vibe here, right? And then of course like artist name Top Mid, album name Bottom Mid, really solid. I mean, to be honest, it definitely has like a good album vibe for me. It definitely like pushes like a good like full length album vibe for me, no doubt. Especially for the title, right? I mean, this means war. It definitely reminds you of war, for sure. So aesthetics on point. Overall theme torn. I mean, much like Candela Brum said, we've all kind of been there, right? I think we've all kind of been there when it comes down to like good and bad and kind of like fighting with yourself almost, right? I think that internal monologue and kind of like dealing with life and life's kind of like ups and downs definitely makes you like struggle within yourself, right? And I think that internal struggle is like really like well described here for sure. So like I said, and much like they said, very relatable for sure. I feel like everybody kind of like has a form of this to relate to, no doubt. So well done, my friend, well done. Huge shout out to Candela Brown. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much. Make sure you go follow them on Spotify, and of course, make sure you go follow them on Twitter as well. They are only 6 followers away from 70, so make sure you go show them some love on the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to Music Money's YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 350 subscribers, actually. And of course, we upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. So make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. If you already have, thank you. I appreciate you, man. Get it, baby. Crazy way to kick off the show, man. Crazy fucking way to kick off the show. Well done. Well fucking done. So that was our first Patreon tonight. Up next is our second Patreon tonight. A very, very talented hip-hop artist and producer, TDG, aka Till the Grave, came through with a SoundCloud track, actually. Stargaze, I go to far places, probably makes by me. If you forgot I got it like that, I'll remind you. No, we know, TDG, don't worry, we definitely know. So for those of you that are frequent viewers of the Music Mondays podcast, man, TDG has been killing it in the year of 2026. They came through, I mean, they were even coming hot off of 2025, right? And they came into 2026 with collaborations, singles, visuals, improving their writing, lyrics, mixing, all of it. You know what I mean? Like, TDG really fucking came through. So all their submissions recently have just been fucking insane, but this week they submitted a track titled Remind You. Wow, this cover is fucking gnarly. Holy shit. This is a very, like, Y2K, kind of, like, retro, sort of vibe here for sure. I like that a lot. Really proud of Mixed by Me. Boom, I'm down. TDG, Remind You, let's go.
Yeah, TDG, take 7. Bitch, I'm back. They don't really like that. Chill, relax. Got it in the bag, I'm like that. Check the stats. Yeah, they don't really like that. Cause I'm up, I'm like that. Got my light back, I shine at like a star does. Till I'm stardust. White bitches love me like I'm Starbucks. But I ain't the one to love, it's hard to trust. A dog like me. Stargaze, I go to far places, I see new faces, this shit amazing. Yellow fire blazing, figure out mazes, made a placement, got out the basement, wasn't patient, but still made it. Making room, clean your mess, here's a broom, taking moves, look at what I do, alarms never snooze. Fuck off, I got work to do. Girl, who's got your belly? You know I do.
Damn.
Why should I have to remind you what I do? Time would have to find you. What's new? I said I feel like it's fine to love on you. Why I think it will work out? Cause love will find you. Woo woo. Yeah, bitch, I'm back. They don't really like that. Chill, relax. Got it in the bag. I'm really like that. Check the stats again. They don't really like that. Cause I'm
White bitches love me like I'm Starbucks. Yep. Fire. Hell yeah. Like I said, again, a very like staple track out of TDG, you know? Like this is like everything you want to hear and see out of TDG. And this is one of those ones where like you're like excited to show people, right? Like you hop into like your homie's whip and then like, you know, you go and show some shit like this and you're like, "Oh, fuck." You know what I mean? It's just one of those ones. Um but very fun nonetheless. But let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. So, we're talking about three things here. Talk about the instrumental, talk about vocals, talk about the overall theme of Remind You. So, um, instrumental, obviously Pro TDG. Nothing that I would, I mean, instrumental mix, man. I mean, come on, you know, nothing that I would like ultimately switch up. That's one thing that I would always say about TDG, right? Is you could always count on their production, right? Always. That was crazy. Not gonna lie, I agree, Ghost. I agree. Um, one of those ones that just kind of like shows TDG's like kind of direction, right? So, um, instrumental mix again, very solid. Nothing like super clashy to overbearing. Like I always say, man, TDG has a very solid um production kind of pathway for sure. Like their production is always solid. So, um, again here, nothing I would like ultimately switch up on. Um, so instrumental mix solid, right? Levels are good, quality's good, very solid. Instrumental Shining Star on the other hand. Um, hmm. I mean, the sample's up there, right? But the drums are up there too. But also, I think structure's up there, I'd say. I think structure's definitely up there for sure. Um, you could kind of like argue any one of these, but I think my gut's telling me structure again. I think the structure kind of like makes this like kind of have like a moody sort of feel. You know what I mean? So I think structure is going to take the cake for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely the structure. Let's talk vocals, vocal mix. Um again, a really solid TDG vocal mix, a very standard one too, right? Like this is like what you'd expect out of TDG. This is like the state of their current sound as well. So a very like safe, solid like standard TDG mix for sure. Um and again, nothing like super clashy, too overbearing. Drums cut through nicely. Nothing I would like, you know, ultimately switch up on. You know what I mean? So, um, vocal mix definitely up there. Um, vocal shining star. Hmm. Um. Damn. I mean, I think I think writing and lyrics are probably gonna take the cake for me. I do think you could argue like flow and cadence and delivery, but I think writing and lyrics are probably gonna shoot up for me for sure. So, instrumental solid, definitely the structure. Vocal solid, definitely the writing and lyrics. Let's talk theme, aesthetics. I love this cover. I love this cover. It has a good like single vibe to it, right? But even more so, I'm probably biased here because it has that good like Y2K, like early 2000s sort of vibe, right? I mean, especially like the internet icons on the left, man. Like, and then like I actually just noticed the Remind You MP3 file on the fucking cover. That's nifty right there. That's nifty. See, like this is one of those ones where like the more you look at it, the more you see. But perfect for a single, right? Has everything you'd want. Simple, straight to the point, and it does like even thinking back on it, like the track does have that good like almost like early 2000s sort of vibe to it, right? So, um, I think the cover definitely does it justice for sure. Perfect for a single, right? So aesthetics on point. Overall theme, Remind You. I mean, kind of TDG sort of. I don't want to say flexing, right? Because flexing's kind of like a lazy term for it, but definitely like showing their like skill when it comes down to music and writing and production. You know what I mean? So it has that good like yo like just remember like I really do this shit. You know what I mean? So it does have that good vibe to it. Um, but again, not one that I would dig like super hard for a theme for, right? Definitely one that I would say, you know, you just have to enjoy TDG as an artist for sure, 100%, because they're showing like all the good angles, you know, everything in one here, definitely. So, well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to TDG. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you follow them on SoundCloud. By the way, they're approaching 1.1K over there on the cloud. And of course, make sure you go follow them on Twitter as well. They are only 5 followers away from 170, so make sure you go show them some love on the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 350 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. We'll podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and all that good jazz over there on the channel. So make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. If you already have, thank you. I appreciate you here at Music Mondays. Well done. Yeah, no, huge shout out to TDG, man. Definitely nice work, for sure. I agree. I definitely agree, my friends. So that was 2 Patreons tonight. Let's see who our third is. I believe it's Jordan. Yes, so Jordan, coming hot off of their recent project Risk, and of course they're actually putting out a project today that's already live with their duo Dead Lighters. But Jordan, a multi-genre talented artist and producer, came through with a track titled "Sorry I Waved at Your Baby and Now It's Crying" with the new emoji, right? And this is actually the project that I was talking about with Dead Lighters, right? So new music out of Jordan today, man. I'm down. I'm absolutely down. Little Monday drop for the boy, right? Little Monday drop. Hell yeah. Poetry, The Lesser Gods 2, Dead Lighters, Sorry I Waved at Your Baby, and Now It's Crying. Insane title, but sometimes those insane titles are like everything. You know what I mean? They really are. There's a few insane titles on here too. Like I've probably been dehydrated for months. Like there's a few really like make you laugh sort of titles here. But this is track 8 off of their recent project, Poetry, The Lesser Gods 2. So let's get into it. Mm-hmm. Almost a very like Law and Order crime sort of vibe, right? Almost like good like main menu music too, right? Feels like a starting of a lobby or something. Very like opening cinematic, you know? Great outro too. Really great outro. Just kind of like soup. Kind of like stops there. Well done. Absolutely well done. This was what? This was track let's see. What was this? Um this was track 8. So a little bit farther down in the project, right? Um but you know, Deadlighters being the duo of Jordan and Michael Monego, right? Michael being the main and lead artist, or Jordan and Make More Creative Junk. This is their duo project, right? And being an instrumental, we're only going to talk about 2 things, right? So we're going to talk about the instrumental, and we're going to talk about the overall theme of "Sorry, Waved to Your Baby." Now it's crying. Um, so instrumental mix. I mean, you know, Jordan with a lot of their solo stuff always has a really solid instrumental mix. So I mean, not really a shocker that this is fucking mint here. But you add the duo in, and you know, Make Yourself Dead Lighters. Sometimes the mix can get a little crazy, but this one again, really up to par. You know, nothing super clashy, overbearing. Sound selection's great. Nothing I would like really switch up here. You know what I mean? So, instrumental mix really solid. for sure. Instrumental Shining Star though. Hmm. Truthfully, I think the melody. To be honest with you, I mean, I do like the drums. The structure's good too, but I think the melody brought that good, like, L.A. noir detective sort of like super spy secret agent sort of feel to this. You know what I mean? It really did. It's a very like sly feeling. Like a very like sneaky feeling. So I think the melody is probably gonna take the cake here for me for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely melody. Let's talk theme, aesthetics, poetry, the lesser gods too. Again, Michael Monago, man, is a fucking insanely talented artist, right? Like the art that we've seen from Jordan projects to their own projects to something like this from Dead Lighters, is straight out of a fucking comic book. You know what I mean? It really fucking is. Michael's an insanely talented artist. So this one has that good like you open a book and it has that like like everything kind of like pops out sort of vibe. Color palette's great. Love the orange, the white. Top left with the title, fantastic. And very like original. You know what I mean? Very original. Like you could never replicate. You know what I mean? But it also has that good like um full album feel to it. You know what I mean? So very much album worthy for me for sure. So aesthetics definitely on point. Overall theme. Sorry, whipped your baby now it's crying. I mean, kind of one of those titles, right? Where um it probably means something to Mike and Jordan, but it doesn't really mean anything to us as the listener, right? So it's just one of those titles where you think of something and you're like, oh yeah, remember that time, X, Y, or Z. So very like spur of the moment title, and like I've always been a big fan of these titles myself, right? I've used it in my own music, right? As to where like the titles are specific to you, right? It's almost like a subliminal title, but like the listener's like, what the fuck does this mean, right? So they're very solid when it comes down to that for sure. I think both Jordan and Mike did a really good job, kind of like not only naming these tracks, but also kind of like structuring this one out. You know what I mean? Like it really has a good stretch here. Because I believe last weekend we actually reacted to Eyeball, I believe. You know what I mean? So I feel like they did a good job, kind of like layering this out, especially Jordan for sure. So well done, my friends. Well done. Huge shout out to Jordan. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go follow Dead Lighters on Spotify. And of course, make sure you go follow Jordan on Twitter as well. They're only 4 follows away from 420 W milestone. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 350 subscribers. Actually, we upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday, full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. So make sure you go show these artists and the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. If you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. So, what a banger by Jordan, man. What a fucking banger by Jordan. I believe this is our last, but certainly not least, patron of the night, the homie Ghost. Now, Ghost being a multi-genre talented producer, came through with another unreleased instrumental. Now, their submissions recently have been fucking crazy, right? Especially a lot of their like vocal submissions and their collabs with artists and their collabs with other producers. Like their submissions have just been fucking wild, truthfully. You know what I mean? Like really, really fucking wild. But this week they have album 2 beat 53, 120 BPM. So some real unreleased shit from the fucking archives, man. Let's get into it. Oh, this is gonna be nuts. Oh god. Whoa. What the fuck? Oh my god. All solo, by the way? Wow. Tough Prod, no help, baby. Let's go. Oh my god. Oh my god. What the fuck? Got on Wicked in the chat. Welcome on in, my friend. Happy Monday. Wow. I think the drums, man. The drums really take it for me, bro. My god. All Ghost, by the way, my friends. All Ghost. No co-prod on this one. No co-prod. Spent time on the sounds on this. You can tell for sure. This album from me and Laveri is going to be so unique with stuff. Yeah, for sure. I mean, even the last couple that you've shown me have been fucking insane. You know what I mean? Like, absolutely insane. Very nice. I agree. Man, I'm just going to pre-prop early. The drums take the cake for me. The drums are fucking nuts. But let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. So we're going to talk about three things here. Or no, I'm sorry. We're going to talk about two things because obviously no vocals. We're going to talk about the instrumental and we're going to talk about the overall theme of this unreleased Ghost instrumental for the upcoming Laveri's album. So, instrumental. The mix is fantastic, man. Nothing super clashy, too overbearing. I love the levels. Sound selection was fucking great. I mean, for those of you that frequent the Music Mondays podcast, you know that Ghost is, you know, no matter what genre they're doing, they always have a real solid hold on their instrumental mix, without a doubt. You know what I mean? Without a fucking doubt. So, instrumental mix fantastic. You know what I mean? Like, instrumental mix fantastic. Nothing that I would, like, absolutely not crap about. You know what I mean? Instrumental Shining Star, like I said, off the rip, the drums, man. The drums just make this groovy for me. As much as I do love the melody, Ghost killed these fucking drums. You know what I mean? Sound selection on the drums, the patterns, just everything about the drums, take the cake for me. So, drums all day, for sure. Just think this might not make it on the album. See, like, that's crazy. That's fucking sick. So that's how you know these two are cooking, right? Again, if you've been frequenting the Music Mondays podcast, you know that Ghost and Laveri's are a great duo. You know, great duo. But, so, instrumental mix solid. Instrumental Shining Star, definitely the drums. No doubt. Overall theme, obviously unreleased, so no aesthetics or cover art to go off of. But it does have another cyber noir, like, underground kind of feel to it. Not like underground music, like more so like literally like underground, like, you know, off the grid sort of vibe. You know, it very much so has that. But also a very like. It makes you want to get up and go as well. That's why I chose drums as the shining star for me, because the drums really just like make you want to pick up and you're like, you know what I mean? You're just doing one of those and you're like, shit. So I think Ghost fucking nailed it. And the fact that this might even be a throwaway is great. You know what I mean? So I'm excited to hear what Ghost and Laveri's cook up for sure. But well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to Homie Ghost. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you follow Ghost on Twitter, by the way. They're only 10 followers away from 520. So make sure you go show them some love on the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every art featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 350 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. Already have. Thank you. We appreciate you here at Music. That would be so different from the last. And it's crazy to think, too, because the last was so ambitious as well. You know what I mean? Like, the last project that you guys did was super ambitious. So I feel like, you know, even, like, ramping up the ambition is really fucking sick. So I'm excited. We'll definitely be reacting to it here on the show. Believe that, my friends. But that does conclude all of our Music Mondays Patreons for the night. So huge shout out to all of our Music Mondays Patreons, man. You guys are fucking wonderful. Thank you. All of our Patreons, past and present, you guys are wonderful. And you guys keep Music Mondays floating, man. So we appreciate you here at Music Mondays, man. But you guys know the drill. Let's just dive into the rest of our community submissions. So we're just going to go top to bottom and keep it completely organic. So obviously we kicked off with Candela, so that's fine. Up next is the homie Just Was, a very, very talented hip hop artist and now producer. Came through with another SoundCloud track. Hey man, thanks for including me last week. I want to share another song from my new EP. I'm down. I'm down. Now, you know, we haven't heard much from Waz in 2026, but they are a Music Money's veteran, right? Like we've reacted to a lot of Waz. You know, we've definitely done visuals, unreleased, collabs, features, the whole nine. But they came through with a track titled Habits, Prod C Rich. Let's get into it.
Normally, I really despise the work. All I can really get off on is when I can let my mind run. I start to laugh. Right. I just turn the dick and just to laugh at his typewriter.
Yeah. I'm second guessing, do I do music just to sell it? Obsessing about perspectives of my shortcomings and time that I'm investing. Just having fun, lost track of my direction. Now I'm slipping on the pavement in the middle of an intersection. Who the hell's interested? I'm doing wheelies without a helmet. Who's gonna co-sign that? Just acting selfish. Sabotaging myself too much. I hate to babble, I always roll my eyes when they fuss. Practice what you preach, don't be the corrupt judge. Overthinking where I step, can't get my new shoes in sludge. There's nothing I regret, even though I fucked up. Only way to grow is at the fork in the road. La vie en rose, cloudy days on Long Island. I'm in the 8th row and the saxophone is styling. The portion of an appetizer served, you were invited. The moment that your face met the circles under my eyelids. It's all G, we'll be okay. Everything you need, available today. Everyone you meet plays a part in the change. Nothing's free, it's all a give and take. I'm hopping on the train, always getting ready for the worst case. If she's a Barbie, I'm the operation game. We all try, but few really innovate. That's how you feel, most just wanna instigate. Looks good, it all passes. Life has a glow when you stop taking it for granted. Moments that I try to invest time to practice. It's all a culmination of habits. Looks good, it all passes. Life has a glow when you stop taking it for granted. Moments that I try to invest time to practice. It's all a culmination of your habits.
Sometimes I have the impression when you're from your writing that your typewriter is an enemy, and it's a struggle as to which one's going to come out on top. No, what I've finally figured out, when I've been asked what Gonzo means for so long, that I'm forced into at least a pretense of.
Powerful one there out of Waz, man. Really powerful one there. I love the message. I love the feel. You know, Waz really captures that good, like, New York feel. And not even just New York sound, right? The New York feel. Like, the way Waz describes things and the way that they flow on instrumentals, like, you can just feel New York out of it, you know? And like I said, not sound-wise, but just the New York feel, like actual New York. So let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. We're going to talk about three things here. Talk about the instrumental. We're talking about vocals. Talk about the overall theme of Habits. Instrumental. I love the choice for Waz, right? They always do really well. If they're not self-producing, they do really well with picking their instrumentals. Waz is definitely one of those artists for me, for sure. So love the choice. Instrumental mix, though, I mean, solid. You know what I mean? Like, really solid. Nothing that I would, like, ultimately switch up here. Sound selection's great. Nothing, like, super clashy to overbearing. Waz sounds great on the instrumental, right? So, yeah, nothing that I would, like, really switch up here. You know what I mean? Definitely not. So, instrumental mix very solid. Instrumental shining star. I feel like the quick answer is probably drums, right? But truthfully, I think the melody kind of brings the mood here. I think the melody kind of, like, brings the ultimate feel that you get from this track, you know? So I think we're gonna go with melody for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely melody. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix very fucking solid, very solid. I mean, Waz is an artist that, you know, throughout all of our time reacting to their submissions, I've never come across a Waz track when it comes down to vocals that I didn't like, right? Their vocal mix is very much like top tier and very consistent, right? Especially for the style that they have, you know, so you don't really want to, like, stray too far from that. You know, I think Waz does a really good job kind of, like, staying consistent with it, but also making it crispy, clean, clear, straight to the point. You know what I mean? So, vocal mix very much on point, for sure. Not really a shocker, but something you always want to point out for anybody new here, right? vocal shining star. I mean, it's got to be the writing, you know, like the music line off rip, and just like a lot of the life stuff that Wallace talks about here. I think writing lyrics, you'd be crazy to not say that. You know what I mean? You'd be crazy. So I think writing lyrics are gonna take the cake. Even though you could argue fluent cadence and delivery, you definitely could, but I think writing lyrics for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely the melody. Vocal solid, definitely the writing lyrics. Let's talk theme aesthetics. I spoke a little bit about this cover last week, but it has that good like trippy sort of feel, but also like a good like you know, this looks like something that you see in like a school library or something like that. You know what I mean? Like definitely one of those like big posters that you used to see in like high school or middle school, right? And you walk to the library, it's some shit like this. That's what this reminds me of for sure. But aesthetics very much on point. Definitely has a good like album EP sort of feel to it. So I like it a lot. Overall theme, habits. I mean, the good and the bad habits, right? And also kind of like just like reflecting on where habits get you, and you know, X, Y, or Z, right? So not really like a super deep theme, but definitely one of those themes where you really have to listen up to Waz and really listen to what they're saying. You know what I mean? You really have to. So well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to Homie Waz. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go follow them on SoundCloud, by the way. They're only 3 followers away from 520. And of course, make sure you go follow them on Twitter as well. They are approaching 1.1K on the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every art is featured in today's episode, and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 350 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a lot of good chats over there. Channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. If you already have, thank you. I appreciate you here at Music Mondays. A great vibe and writing and layout from the skate. Yeah, I agree on Mocha, man. I agree, bro. Absolutely agree. So we left off the homie Waz. Up next is actually the homie Most Dope Kimon, a very talented hip hop artist, came through with a recent project that they dropped. Lovely. So you know, Most Dope Kimon is a Music Mondays veteran at this point, right? We've reacted to so much of their work. We've hosted so many of their tracks. But this week, they're coming back with a full project. So let's dive in. Let's see what the first track has for us, man. I'm definitely down. Absolutely down. So this is lovely. I believe we put a few of these on SoundCloud Sunday as well. So definitely go check out SoundCloud Sunday. But we're just gonna go with track 1. Little brother, twin brother. How many? I'm down. You know, actually noticing like a lot of these track titles are really sick too. You know, going with like the brackets for Nat and shit. Like, yeah, that's fire. That's fire. And we got a Young Cool feature on here as well, which is sick. But let's get into it. Little brother, twin brother, how many? Let's go. Oh my God. Jeez, bro. Max. What the fuck? Then the beat right out was perfect too. Perfect. Hell yeah. Kimon was rocking on this one, man. You could tell. You could just tell. Well fucking done. Well done. We got Pez coming through with a tier 1 for 16 months on a 13 streak. Let's fucking get it, baby. Much love, Pez. Thank you so much. Welcome, 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 my friend. Appreciate you, big dog. Thank you so much. I can't believe it's been 16 fucking months, man. You're a fucking legend. Holy shit. Hello, hello. Welcome on in, my friend. I hope you're well. Probably crazy as fuck. Yeah, no, I agree, bro. I agree. The triple dope. Yep. Yep, I agree. Another really solid instrumental choice out of Kimon. You know what I mean? Not really a shocker, but let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. So we're gonna talk about 3 things here. We're talking about the instrumental. We're talking about vocals. Talk about the overall theme of Little Brother Twin Brother. Very obvious theme, right? Very like bro song. You know, very much has that bro vibe for me. But instrumental. Like I said, I love the choice. You know, Kimon's a very like specific artist when it comes down to their instrumentals. So I love how they pick their instrumentals and I love how they curate them, right? So I love the choice off rip. You know what I mean? Like I really, really love the choice. But instrumental mix extremely solid. Extremely fucking solid. Nothing that I would like ultimately switch up here or really even change. You know what I mean? Like it has that good like alt plug, you know, like Dream plugin B kind of like it's a very like alternate version of plugin B, right? And the mix is always on point. And Kimon usually sticks to like the same team of producers, right? So shout out those cats. But yeah, the mix is solid. Nothing I would like ultimately switch up on. You know what I mean? So instrumental mix solid. Instrumental shining star gotta be the melody. I think the melody kind of like gets you amped up. You know what I mean? I feel like the melody kind of like really, really kind of like puts you in that mode. So I think melody for sure. So I think we'll go with that. I mean, you could argue structure here, but I think melody takes the cake for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely melody. Crazy. I remember it. I was completely asked. No, Pez, you were never asked, bro. Hell no, you were never asked. You were never asked, my friend. You were never asked. Of course, shout out to you too, my friend. Got Sam's Raps in the chat. Welcome on in. Evening, my friend. I hope you're well. I hope you're having a good motherfucking Monday. But so instrumental solid, definitely the melody. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix really solid. I mean, again, Kimon has a very consistent vocal mix, right? It's very rare that we come across a Kimon track that like fucking has a weird vocal mix. You know what I mean? Like even when they're like switching up styles or doing a, you know, more melodic shit or just doing different shit, their vocal mix is very consistent. So vocal mix absolutely on point. Vocal shining star. I do like the writing. It's very like bro type writing, but alternatively, I think Flo and Kane's delivery kind of made me want to like get up and go. You know, like Kimon was really sliding on this, so I think Flo and Kane's delivery kind of takes the cake. You could argue a few of those things, but I think Flo and Kane's delivery for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely melody. Vocal solid, definitely the Flo and Kane's delivery. Let's talk theme aesthetics. Now this is track 1 off of Lovely. Now, love this fucking cover. Love this cover. It has this good like again like underground Tumblr sort of feel to it. Like Kimon really like. Their taste in covers, man, are just really different, you know? And it's not that they're doing anything different. Like, they just know how to style certain covers and certain projects. And this is one of those ones that screams full project for me. You know what I mean? Definitely screams full project, for sure. So, aesthetics, simple, straight to the point. Take, like, an IRL photo. And you kind of, like, spruce it up, you know what I mean? You spice it up a little bit, you know? So I think Kimon did a good job with that. Overall theme... Little Brother Twin Brother. I mean, bro, you know, it's a bro theme. You know, it's a very much bro theme. And then like how many it was almost probably like probably like one of those like, you know, lines that Kimon was saying this too that like sounded sick as fuck but didn't know how to like throw it in the track. So this one kind of like almost combines 2 ideas. But you know, very obvious theme, right? A very bro team centered theme, which I think anybody could get around. You know what I mean? Like, this is one of those ones where you, like, bop it in the car with, like, your homie and you're smoking and shit like that. You know what I mean? Simple, straight to the point, and a great way to kick off a project, too, by the way. You know what I mean? Like, this is track 1 off of a 7-track project, so, really solid way to kick it off. You know what I mean? Really solid way. So, well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to the homie Most Dope Kimon. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much, much love. Make sure you go follow them on Spotify. And of course, make sure you go follow them on Twitter as well. They're only 8 followers away from 40, so make sure you go show them some love on the Bird app, my friends. Of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 350 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel, man. So make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. You already have. Thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. So, we are about halfway through the show, my friends, so I'm going to need all you guys to get up, go stretch your legs, go for a smoke break, go for a snack, go walk the dog, or anything like that, and when we return, we're going to dive right back into the rest of our community submissions, my friends, so don't go anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here live with the Music Mondays Podcast, episode 279. Hope you're well, hope you're chilling, hope you had a good break. But let's dive in to the rest of our community submissions, my friends. Let's see what we have here. So, I believe we left off with the homie Most Dope Keyman. Up next would be the homie TDG, but they are a Music Mondays Patreon, so we've already reacted to them earlier in the show. So make sure you go show them some love and go check out the beginning of this week's episode. But up next is the homie Sam's Raps, a wonderfully talented hip-hop artist, came through with a track titled Modern American Poetry, a music video, a little taste of the upcoming project. Now, I know Sam's Raps actually just announced their new project today, so I'm definitely excited, man, because Sam's Raps is a Music Mondays veteran, right? We've been reacting to them for quite some time, so to see their progress as an artist has been fucking really solid, but actually unlisted too, so little Music Mondays exclusive here. I'm down. I'm absolutely down. Modern American Poetry music video. Sam's Raps, Prod, Blank Thought, Music Mondays staff veteran as well. Huge shout out to Blank Thought, man. But let's get into it. I'm down.
This one's for you, Cleo. Yeah. Sam's. I didn't get here on purpose. I kinda stumbled by mistake. They served a surplus of bourbon and told me pick a lane. I got an office job. I'm thinking about lopping my noggin off. But here's the new facade, a smiling face right at 8. I studied all the greats from Billy Woods to Billy Blake. Crept out my hiding place, now I'm topping lines like I'm filling blanks. I might expatriate, spit a verse in France with Jay and Drake. I don't hesitate, I penetrate, Ezra pound the cake. Spent half the damn day looking for ways to write this rhyme, but other half was pacified, thinking the days behind.
Holy shit.
Find or redesign, don't take the time. You think you can, don't even try. You're not that guy.
Not that guy, pal.
I'm lost in the ether. The ether is spreading like creamer, smoking up all of the reef for me. And Peter just burning the beater. He says I'm starting to freak, sir. I say it's not a bug, it's
Not a bug, it's a feature. That's crazy.
A career will save you, now suspend. You'll never make a friend again. They say this is my genesis. I made a world from sentences. My fatal flaw, hubris. I burn the wax, Icarus. Is it all just common sense? Do you care what the message is? I spit this verse not from my bag, but from my coin purse. I'm pinching pennies now, but I'ma spend them before I leave Earth. I cop the biggest piggy bank and fill it all from these words. Then disappear. I was never here. You'll never see me till my rebirth.
What the fuck? Holy shit, bro. Holy shit. What a fucking concept too. Like almost like had us with the lyric video, right? And then just showing the notepad up for the video was so creative. You know what I mean? That was so creative. Fuck. All right, let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. This was insane. This is really insane. So we're gonna talk about three things here. Talk about the instrumental, talk about vocals, talk about the music video for Modern American Poetry. So, instrumental, obviously Prod Blank Thought. Fantastic. You know, Blank Thought's a fucking insane producer, right? And of course, Music Money's staff veteran, right? They've been writing for Music Money's for over like 2 years now. So huge shout out to Blank Thought, man. That was fucking really gnarly. Sam's Rap's going in for sure. Dope video setup. I agree. 100%. So yeah, instrumental, fantastic. I mean, again, we're pretty well versed in Blank Thought, right? So, fantastic. Nothing that I would like really switch up, even with the mix, right? Levels are good, quality's good, simple, a good canvas for Sam's Raps to kind of just kind of play in, right? So, this is a very underrated duo. I would definitely say so. Instrumental mix very solid. Nothing like that I would really tweak out about. You know what I mean? Instrumental Shining Star. I do like the drums, but I think the melody is gonna take the cake for me. You know, I think the melody for sure. It just sets the tone. You know what I mean? It really sets the tone. So I think the melody for sure, 100%. Me and Blake been working on this for like 4 years, man. So I have to get it out. Yeah, no, that's so crazy. 4 years is a long time, man. 4 years is a long fucking time. So yeah, no, I'm definitely excited for sure. 4 years is a long fucking time, 100%. So instrumental mix solid, instrumental Shining Star. Like I said, probably the melody for sure. Vocal mix again, fantastic. Has that good gritty Sam's Raps kind of vocal mix. I mean, like I always say for Sam's submissions, man, you know they're very consistent when it comes down to their vocal mix. So not really a shocker, but something you always want to point out for anybody new here, right? So I think vocal mix is right where it needs to be for sure. Levels are good, quality's good. Nothing you can really complain about, right? Vocal Shining Star though. Probably the writing, you know, writing and lyrics. Like Sam's Rap's pen is always fucking hot, but this one, like, it's a clear writing for sure. Like it's a clear writing win. I mean, you could argue flow and cadence and delivery for sure. You could argue a few things, but I think writing takes the cake for me for sure. So, instrumental solid, definitely melody, vocal solid, definitely the writing. Let's talk theme. So, or no, I'm sorry. Let's talk about theme and the music video as well. But you know, I'm excited to talk about this one, right? Because we haven't seen too many music videos from Sam's Raps, I don't think, right? I mean, we've reacted to like snippets and stuff like that, but I don't think we've seen anything crazy from Sam's Raps, like as far as like an official music video goes, right? So, this is like a first for sure. But what a video this was. You know what I mean? It's intriguing. It has like that like wonder factor, but also like it almost tricks you into thinking it's about to be a lyric video, and then the concept of the notepad throughout the video is there, so it's like holy shit, you know what I mean? It's very interesting, you know, very interesting video concept. It's very original, well done. No, I agree. I totally agree, my friend. I totally agree. Always reminds me of like Slender Man, but also kind of like in a more like mime kind of way as well. And then of course for like, you know, the title Modern American Poetry, you know, in short, hip hop is poetry, right? So when it comes down to writing and music and things like that, like Sam's Raps is kind of like putting that on full display. You know what I mean? So this is a great like lead single for this project. You know what I mean? Shining star for the music video is definitely the concept though. You know, like the concept is up there. Even in like the last 2 years, I don't think I've seen anything like this. You know what I mean? Like I don't think I've seen anything like this. Simple, effective, but it draws you in enough to like stay. You know what I mean? Because if we were like first time listeners or we didn't know who Sam's Raps was, this is a video that you'd stay for, right? For sure. So well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to Sam's Raps. Thank you so much for the exclusive submission. Make sure you go sub to Sam's Raps channel, man. They're only 99. They're only one sub away from 100. Go get them to 100 on YouTube, man. What the fuck? And of course, make sure you go follow Sam's Raps on Twitter as well. They're approaching 1.2K on the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 350 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. Thank you, man. Working hard to get some good visuals, support the project, gotta build the world. No, yeah, facts. You're killing it, man. You're fucking killing it. 100%. Thank you for your submission as well. I'm excited. So you already know we're here, my friend. I'm fucking down. Absolutely. Huge shout out to Sam's Raps, man. But up next is the homie Onwuka, a very, very talented hip hop artist. Who we haven't heard from much in 2026. I think maybe like once or twice. But Onwuka, another Music Mondays veteran. Came through with a track titled Hydrogen. What up, Music Money? It's been a minute. We got Hydrogen from Jay Furman and myself today. A track about going off in a cold fire hydrant, like exploding way. Hope you enjoy it. Absolutely. Of course. We got a little Bandcamp link here too. Let's go pop this open a new tab. Let's see what we got. Yes, we'll accept the cookies. Let's see. Hydrogen, Onwuka, and Jay. Title track from the upcoming project produced by Jay Furman. The vocals from Onwuka, Hydrogen. A track about going off on the beat. And hydrogen like matter. Feels like a tense ball exploding from flows on Onwuka and chill out. yeah. Okay, no, I feel it. For sure. Oh damn, we got some intense lyrics here too. What the fuck? Holy shit. Let's go, man. I hope y'all. Yeah. Of course, Onwuka. Of course, I'm down. Let's get into it. Onwuka, Jay Furman, Hydrogen. Let's go.
Onwuka and Jay Furman.
Such an Onwuka beat too.
We be on that
100%.
hydrogen. Hydrogen when I pop in the whip. Y'all not a test, no offense. Your offense leading no win. With my pen, I'm like the 1972 Dolphins. Flawless, they get up and claim I should be talking like this. Y'all lames don't go. Hydrogen won't get to my height. You barely stop at my hips. Pop out like Bakugo. Turn the whole spot to a crypt. There ain't no stopping, no got my blows in a tropical trip. Doc Ock, I'm armed to knock it off rip. Hydrogen bombs that die. Spawn with my spit. Furman, stirring up the beast. I know you done caught a whiff like a crock pot. Baby, you see, that's preposterous. Observe my verse to help you form a hypothesis. Let me teach you the procedure, conclude I'm the boss of this. Going out like rats, I snap, boom, see the whole block shift. Going in like I'm dingy, chainsaw slash you, and it's still proud to be it's me. Like Chainsaw Man, I go in on these beats by Furman, so let it spin, you know what I'm talking.
Yep. That's good.
Let's get it poppin' like hydrogen. We be growing and exploding like some Cybermen. I'm one of a kind, so I don't reply to twin. A combination of shadow light and divine sin. Classic mix like when you high off a dro and gin. We get mine twisted slide like Detective Conan. Way a G rhyme make a wine. Got him spiraling like a staircase, but they can't step up to me. Why I'm him. Play a skate with ease, some try to force it like they Kylo Ren. On the beats I stay tight as a corset with the style him. Scared to see me posting a blow like when the crocodile swim. Am I like a Nile? Nah, I am annihilating you on the side. Hating, only thing you'll be a pro at Maine. Never had your minds awakened. You're stuck inside that cave within. Finna bust that hole open just like a zen. So you may find what's in the world. But quick first, fire this hydrogen, you know what I'm talking about. Hola.
Ew. Holy shit.
Hydrogen explosions, man, I'm so cold and roasted. We so high up, man, we sit like Odin. Flexing like we boking, while we when they soaking. It's like I'm beaming straight Metroid Prime scoping. For all smoke, but now they silent, no commotion. Skills like a hand-me-down toy, yup, I'm pretty broken. Best ally is defiance, all these yes mains. I'm claiming the Noah friends. Not saying no friend. Just let them know what needs to be spoken. Just a being trill, no cheesy quoting. Put your money where your mouth is. That's a cheesy quoting slogan. Now let me ammo when I go in. Y'all paper do chibi, mine overgrowing like pin particles in motion. My green be chilling deep like seaweed in the ocean. John Cena, the scene can't see me. Blind you like toasting. You always yapping without knowing, like you Rogan. Hello. Hydrogen means water forming. That's how it be with the blowing. Hydrogen like I'm in chem class with the pen. On Wuka and J for me.
What the fuck? Okay, you know, it's exactly what you'd expect, but wow, Onwuka, you could just tell that they were so fucking comfortable on this. You know what I mean? You could just tell they were so comfortable. Um, you know, and truly the definition of hydrogen, right? For sure. So, let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. We're talking about three things here. We're talking about the instrumental, talk about vocals, talk about the overall theme of hydrogen. Instrumental, love the choice. Huge shout out to Jay Furman. We've reacted to some Jay stuff, for sure, quite a few times actually. So huge shout out to Jay. But love the choice. Production's great. Nothing like super classy, too overbearing, or anything that like I would like ultimately switch up, right? But it's a very like Onwuka type beat, right? If you were to Google like Onwuka type beat, this is definitely up there for sure. So I could see why like Onwuka kind of like slid on this, no doubt. But instrumental mix, extremely solid. Nothing that I would like really switch up or tweak out about, to be honest with you. Levels are good, quality was good. Yeah, I mean, come on. You know what I mean? Got inspired by the Chainsaw Man. Yeah. No, I have a homie who's like super into Chainsaw Man for sure. Definitely. Vocal is nice and clear, good EQ. I agree. Shout out Furman for sure. And Cap Jones. Yep. Yep, I agree. Yeah, the vocals are great. So instrumental mix solid. Instrumental shining star. Probably the melody. I feel like the melody's a big like mood inducer here, right? Like especially for, you know, the hydrogen concept. I feel like the melody really kind of like takes the cake here for me. So definitely melody for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely melody. Let's talk vocals. Again, vocal mix like we're talking about in the chat here. Fantastic. Nothing like super clashy, too overbearing. Levels are good. Quality was good. I mean, Onwuka has always had a very consistent vocal mix, right? Especially for some of their like older tracks and a lot of the stuff that they've released previously, right? Like they have a very solid, consistent vocal mix. So not really a shocker, but something I always want to point out here for anybody new. So vocal mix very solid. Vocal shining star. Gotta be the writing, right? I mean, especially like with the lyrics, like the writing, 100% has to be the writing. I mean, you could argue flow and cadence and delivery, but I think writing lyrics take the cake here for sure. Very entertaining, right? Lots of good like nods for sure. So, instrumental solid, definitely the melody, vocal solid, definitely the writing and lyrics. Let's talk theme, aesthetics, hydrogen, right? I mean, use the official like table logo, right? I mean, solid. Pretzel advisory bottom left, or I'm sorry, bottom right. We have the fire bottom mid, and then hydrogen and Onwuka in there as well. So I like it. You know, simple, straight to the point. Great for a single, and great for like a single that's like leading up to a project, right? So aesthetics, simple, straight to the point. Absolutely. Overall theme, hydrogen. I mean, Onwuka describes it pretty well here, right? I mean, a track about going off in a cold fire, hydrogen exploding way. And that's exactly what we got, right? I feel like Onwuka really fucking came through on this and like really kind of showed the best of the best. You know, I feel like certain vocalists like work so much better when like it's like a project with another producer, or you know, it's for like a feature or something. Like every artist has like done that, right? Like they'll like go record a feature for somebody and they're like, damn, I killed that. I wish that was a single or something like that. You know what I mean? It's totally like one of those feelings for sure. So Onwuka definitely came through on this for sure. So well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to the homie Onwuka and Jay. Make sure you go follow them on Bandcamp. And of course, make sure you go follow Onwuka on Twitter as well. They're only 10 followers away from 720. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 350 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week. Every Thursday, every Saturday, full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. If you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. Get it, baby. Let's go. Appreciate it, man. Of course, my friend. We appreciate your submission, man. Of course. Glad to be on Music Monday soon. Got a few more singles coming up too. Hell yeah, we're down. We're absolutely down. We're always here, my friend. Of course. Absolutely fucking down. Glad to have you back as well, for sure. Like I said, on Wuka, fucking Music Money's veteran here, for sure. But following on Wuka, up next is the homies over at Group Hug Sounds, a multi-genre talented crew came through with a track titled Cool Mint Breezes. Awesome show, thank you. Here's our latest release, Cool Mint Breezes. Hugs to you. Hugs to you as well, my friend. Thank you for your submissions. Group Hug Sounds is a crew that we've put on SoundCloud Sunday pretty frequently. But I can't even tell you the last time we reacted to them here on the show. So I'm down. Let's get into it. Cool Mint Breezes. Let's go.
I'm not stunned, but I'm taken aback. How the cool mint breezes rise up to attack. The things that haunt me when the room goes black. I'm right here, but I'm trying to get back. Those things I left in that soft cotton sack in a room with a view of the world at my feet. And I saw to the west where those thunderclouds meet, and the sullen sky is starting to weep.
Wow. Hell yeah.
Cool mint breezes surround me all day. Guide me safely when I'm going astray. Cool mint breezes take me down deep. Rock me gently when I'm falling asleep. Cool mint fingers caressing my hand.
Very like summery, you know?
I feel you there. The glistening jewels you have spread at my feet with these cool mint breezes to rock me to sleep. In a room with a view of the world at its knees, they take what they want and they do as they please. I'm right here, but I'm trying to get back. They're oh so clever when the room goes black. Oh so clever when the room goes black.
Damn. Damn.
Cool mint breezes around me all day. Guide me safely, I'm going astray. Cool mint breezes take me down deep. Rock me gently, now I'm falling asleep. I'm falling asleep. I'm falling asleep. I'm falling asleep.
Funky ass summer song here, for sure.
Cool mint breezes.
Definitely catchy too. She'll get caught in your head 100%. 100%. Wow. Awesome. Awesome. That was fun. That was really fun. Well done. Well done. Shit. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. So, we're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, talk about vocals, talk about the overall theme of Cool Mint Breezes. So, instrumental. Man, oh man, oh man. I I love it actually. Again, it supports that good summer vibe, but with a more like live instrument based instrumental, you had to make sure the mix was fucking solid, right? So, that's one thing I noticed off rip is that the mix is fucking very much on point. You know what I mean? Like very much on point. So, levels are good, quality was good, sound selection was great, structure was awesome. Nothing I would like really switch up here. You know what I mean? Um, so instrumental mix solid, definitely solid. Instrumental shining star got to be the melodies, right? Like some of the guitar solos in here were crazy. Um, you could kind of argue drums, maybe structure, but I think melodies are gonna take the cake for me for sure. So, instrumental solid, definitely melodies. Let's talk vocals, vocal mix. Um, great, you know, soft, clean. Levels were good for like this sort of vibe and theme here. I feel like the vocal mix was very much on point. You know what I mean? Very much on point. Nothing that I would like tweak out about. You know, a good like alt rock sort of vibe for sure. So the vocal mix solid. Vocal shining star. Um, hmm. Man. I think flow and cadence and delivery. You could argue here. You could argue writing for sure, but I think the hook is really gonna take it for me. I think the hook is like what is like super catchy about this and very like rememberable. So I think the hook for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely melodies, vocal solid, definitely the hook. Let's talk theme, aesthetics. Again, great summer vibe out of Group Hook Sounds, right? Massive logo in the top right. Um, you know, the details are just crazy on this. You know, even like the group hug sounds on the mug and then like the vinyl, like there's just small stuff about this cover that's really fucking sick. And then of course the city in the background, right? And then like, you know, it captures the vibe of this song really well, like really, really fucking well. So, aesthetics definitely on point. Overall theme, cool mint breezes. I mean, those good summer nights where it's not humid and then like you have that cool kind of breeze coming in, right? It's like 7, 8 o'clock. It's like, you know, maybe 70 degrees. Maybe you're out by the ocean or the beach or something like that. You know, like I think Group Hook Sounds really kind of nailed that good summer vibe for this one. No doubt. No doubt. So, well done, my friends. Well done. Huge shout out to homies over at Group Hug Sounds. Thank you so much for the submission, my friends. Much love. Make sure you go follow them on Spotify, by the way, and of course, make sure you go follow them on Twitter as well. They are only 7 followers away from 780. Make sure you go show them some love on the Bird at my friends, and of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 350 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week. Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a lot of good jazz is over there on the channel. So make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love. And if you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays, my friend. So we left off the homies over at Group Hug Sounds. Up next would be the homie Jordan and Ghost, but we've already reacted to both of them because they are Music Mondays patrons. You go check out the beginning of episode 279 and go show their submission some love, baby. Got some bangers out of Ghost and Jordan, man. Let's see here. So, up next is the homie Offspring Mysterious. Now, coming through with a lot of photos recently, which is fucking sick. I love Offspring's kind of like dive into other types of content, right? So hold on, let's hide the cam for a second. Let's full screen this. And Offspring, of course, being a multi talented producer, writer, artist, engineer, editor, all the above, has taken a quick break from their YouTube uploads and came through with another photo here. Let's see what we got. The type of building I do behind the scenes. And it's small shots like these that are fucking insane. Right? It's really small shots like these that are fucking insane. Offspring does such a good job kind of like using like the walking onslaught sort of theme in like other places in the world, right? And kind of like placing themselves in situations like this where it's like, dude, this is a great fucking shot. You know what I mean? This is very much like header material. You know what I mean? For sure. And I just love how Offspring is getting a lot more creative with a lot of stuff that they do. Especially with like the warmer weather coming up, right? I feel like Offspring does a really good job kind of like getting creative, you know, for sure. Shining Star here is absolutely the concept. I love this shot. This is absolutely header fucking material. You know what I mean? Absolutely. So Shining Star, absolutely concept, man. Absolutely fucking concept for sure. Well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to the homie Offspring series. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go follow them on Twitter, by the way. They are quite literally 4 followers away from 810. So make sure you go show them some love on the Bird at my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 350 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week. every Thursday, every Saturday, full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and all that good jazz is on the channel. So make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get. And if you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. Wow. So we left off the homie Offspring series. Up next is the homie Pez, a multi-genre talented artist and producer, came through with a track titled "Rip Take" by Pez. Now it's been a couple months since we heard from Pez, man. Now again, they are an extremely fucking talented producer, so I have no doubt that this is gonna be absolutely fucking insane. Let's see here. So we got Pez, "Rip Take." Wow. Second single released on May 6th, so barely a month old, right? So still brand spanking new. But let's get into it. Pez, "Rip Take." Let's go.
I feel like that's like a running joke with you being left off Baton Rouge. I ain't left off Baton Rouge. You think I'm left off Baton Rouge? Say it? You say I'm left off Baton Rouge?
What a sample.
You say I'm left off Baton Rouge? Yeah. Do
Does
it look like I'm left off Baton Rouge?
it look like it?
Do it look like I'm left off Baton Rouge? Nah. I mean, that's one thing I like about the group. Because ever since when you were in jail, even though you might see one or the other, y'all move as a collective. Right, we need to wrap this up, though.
Oh, shit.
Hey, listen, man. I wish I could talk to the Migos longer, man. It's one of my favorite groups. I've been covering for so long. I'm glad they succeeded.
Hey man, you guys are nominated tonight. Have a good show.
The pre-thing is nuts. Oh my god. Oh, yeah.
I put that bitch in the back with the Burberry on. To this day, that little bitch know all my songs. My job like kid and play for the book already on after a while. Walk in the back, I'm laughing all. These niggas swear like Madison all. I ball out like Madison all. Sweat for the short and shoot up your party. I'm a different man when I'm on for the Marley. You take 5 hands to the face in the morning. Now I take perks, my stomach turn. Stop taking perks, my stomach burn. May take a half when I hit it from the back. I'ma beat the shit up like Ike turn. Check that bitch like she got Nike on. Look at my receipt dance. Look at your bitch, she dance too. Look at me, I'm the man. Like I said, don't do Zans, boo. Run up on me, I blam. I got my hand on my hammer. Run up on me, I blam. I got my hand on my hammer. Swipe like a credit card scammer. Bad bitch, yeah, I know she a scammer. Fuck the bitch when I'm out of the gym. Walk on the bitch, yeah, I'm jamming. That bitch from the back, I'm cramming. That bitch like Wonderland. Go to the party like Wonderland. Flying that bitch like Wonderland.
What the fuck? Oh my god. Holy fuck. Oh my god. Dude, the second half is crazy. well fucking done, man. Absolutely fucking well done. That was fucking insane. Pez is such a talented, like, creative producer, and this is one of those ones that really kind of like shows that, it really shows that. So, obviously no vocals, so let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. We're talking about two things here. Talk about the instrumental, and now we're talking about the overall theme of Rip Take. I mean, of course, now that we heard the Migos sample, like, obviously, now we understand the title's theme, right? But, yeah, let's talk instrumental. So, instrumental mix, man, for this one, boy, oh boy. No gripes. I mean, even for a over 5 minute track, how much changing and switch ups and even just the fucking structure, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. So, instrumental mix very much on point, especially for how rowdy this does get, for sure. So, instrumental mix solid. Instrumental shining star. Probably the structure. I mean, it's kind of hard to pick out like just the drums or maybe just the melodies or things like that. I think the structure is just like such a big part of this. You know what I mean? The structure is fucking crazy, especially like the later half of the song. Absolutely fucking nuts. So, instrumental solid, definitely a structure. Let's talk theme, aesthetics. Love this cover. It has so much going on in it, just like the song does. You know what I mean? And then like the cowboy hat in the middle, like it's great. You know what I mean? It's fucking great. So, very much matches the song's energy and perfect for a single, right? Overall theme, obviously the Migos theme, right? With R.I.P. Takeoff, right? So, I think Pez does a really good job with their samples, right? Like they sample very interesting things, and how they do it is always very, very interesting, So this was really solid to see. So well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to homie Pez. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go follow them on Bandcamp, and of course, make sure you go follow Pez on Twitter as well. They're only 8 followers away from 270, so make sure you go show them some love on the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 350 YouTube subscribers, and we do upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a lot of good jazz over there on the channel. So make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. If you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. So, we left off the homie Pez. Up next is actually our last submission of the night, because the homies over at Mimi RUK submitted late when we already closed submissions. So make sure you resubmit next week if you want to be featured on episode 280 of the Music Mondays podcast. But our last submission of the night is the homie Blackbrains, aka Slug Boys ENT, a wonderfully talented producer, came through with a track titled Lost Generation. It's been a minute, but me and my artist, Mesa, dropped something special on our EP. I'm down. Now, the homies over at Slug Boys, man, they're just fucking insane. Like, absolutely fucking insane. But we got a little bit of a collab here with the homie Mesa, Blackbrains, and Sleep Sinatra. Okay. So this is off of Desolation. This is what? Track 5, the very last track on this project. Interesting way to start it. I'm down. Let's get into it. Mesa, Blackbrains, Sleep Sinatra, Lost Gen.
Spilling krill lectures, ill effort is what you hear. From pack moving to pen pushing, I fake steer in a new direction. Change lanes with the same essence, remain stepping. My brain contains legends. If I stomp down renegades, taking niggas' expenses. Survival in the common day, no prayers is mentioned. My divine note of gratitude I'm blessed with. Scramble out the door, getting more without flexing. Moorish complexion, pain store, but I accept it. There's fuel for fires to burn me a new exit. Hate projected in familiar faces, pay attention. That's worth more than ounces of gold if you correct it. Weave wisdom told through heads that got a sentence. Y'all just be faking, reality augmented. Until I'm scraping, I'm building a strong presence that live long through the orb when you're vented. Sleep, come on.
Mean intro. Holy fuck.
I don't think that I can breathe. Lately my family's got me grinding my teeth, feeling like you uplift others just to leave me underneath. Still get waves of nostalgia seeing no bed sheets. Red mark grades pulling the rug from my feet, had me digging a grave with my name. You play for keeps. Said be realistic, what a boy can't dream. It's a sacrifice, not a hobby, thought you wanted to see. Years past, still trying to get my degree. Even if it's for my family, I must follow a creed. But mom and dad say to do shit for you. If that's the case for all this effort, no point in having to choose. Breathe in and breathe out, knock the wind from my mouth. Called me crazy for feeling alien in my own house. And everybody doubts. Nobody pays attention until you have a bit of clout. Head up in the clouds, it's the best place to be when no one appreciates your style. I could kick, I could bitch, I could scream, and I could shout. With me, they do without. No status quo followed, so of course you cast out. It's an end game blowout. Most behaviors are taught, most caught up in a knot. Older ones force it because they want to follow plots. Funny how that goes. Until Grandpa enlisted, he just stood there shocked, sitting on the bleachers with a pistol hand cocked, sleeping dead-eyed in a dirty-ass cot, thinking today's the day I'll finally get my head popped. Heads of a pig fall with a chop. Fucked up mindsets we were taught to adopt. Set you up for failure, then they have your ass dropped. While my ancestors' body fucking rots. If you cared about this shit, it'd be done by now. And if you just listened to me, you'd be fine, so how? How the fuck are you still stifled? God, it's like you're only good for holding a rifle. That's exactly why you left, huh? Thought if you ran away, then shit would be done. If I pretend it's not there, then it'll be gone. The ice that still freezes will never be thawed. You don't believe in yourself, so why should I believe? The minute pressure gets you, you go get up and leave. You face your demons when you talk to me. You dumb fuck, it's almost like you don't want to be free.
Oh my god. Oh my god, what did we just hear? Oh my god, that was fucking insane. Wow, I'm a little shook right now. That was crazy. That was fucking crazy. Holy fuck. Wow, dude. Oh my god. Oh my god, we have to talk about this. Oh my god. Alright, let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. Talk about the instrumental. Talk about vocals. Talk about the overall theme of The Lost Generation. Instrumental. Shout out to homie Black Brains, man. Fantastic. Simple, straight to the point. A great canvas for these two to kind of like lay everything out on. You know what I mean? And it has that good classical, almost not really jazzy, but fancy kind of feel, right? So I love the instrumental. Instrumental makes fantastic. Nothing like super clashy or too overbearing or anything that I would switch up. Quality was good. Levels are good. Again, simple, right? So I feel like where it's at is very solid. So instrumental makes definitely up there. Instrumental Shining Star. Probably the melody. The melody made you take this like very serious. You know what I mean? The melody definitely made you take this like super fucking serious. So we totally got to go melody here. So instrumental solid, definitely melody. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix for both of these two, man, really solid, really really solid. And even some of like the smaller stuff, right? Like tweaking out some of the, like the some of the ad libs and some of like the other vocals. Like there was just small stuff throughout this whole track that I really really enjoyed for the vocals. So vocal mix really really solid for everybody on this for sure. Vocal Shining Star on the other hand, I mean writing and lyrics. I mean, you could argue flow and cadence and delivery, right? But the last half of that song is fucking crazy. You know what I mean? So I think writing and lyrics for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely the melody. Vocal solid, definitely the writing and lyrics. Let's talk theme. Aesthetics. So the cover for Desolation is actually insane. Quality was good. Like, it's so HD, right? Desolation EP by SMS and Black Brains. And then parental advisory, the skull, the picture in the background. You know what I mean? Like, very much EP worthy. But as far as like the definition of Desolation, it does have that good like serious factor to it, right? Overall theme, Lost Generation. I mean, there are, a whole generation of people that kind of like are different than the rest, right? And I feel like both of these artists kind of spoke about their experiences with the world and kind of like feeling not really out of place, but more so like not conforming to like what the world wants you to conform to, right? So very like deep theme here, but also like one of those ones where you just gotta sit down and listen. You know what I mean? You really really just gotta sit down and listen. So well done, my friends. Well done. This is very well constructed. Huge shout out to homie Black Brains. Make sure you go follow all three of these artists over here on Spotify, and of course make sure you go follow Slug Boys ENT on Twitter. They're approaching 1.9K on the bird app. They are very very close. Make sure you go show them some love on Twitter. Of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 350 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a lot of good jazz over there on the channel. So make sure to go show these artists and send us some love, baby. Let's get it. And if you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. So, that does conclude all of our submissions for episode 279 of the Music Mondays podcast, man. Let's give some shout outs, let's show some love, and close out our show tonight, my friends. Huge shout out to everybody in the chat, first off. Huge shout out to homie Ghost. Huge shout out to the homie Get Off My Lawn coming through the gifted sub the first try, man. Thank you, my friend. Huge shout out to TDG, on Wuka, Sam's Raps, and anybody else that lurked and chilled, man. Even if you just kind of like chilled out and like didn't chat, we greatly appreciate you here at Music Mondays, man. So thank you. And again, huge shout out to everybody that did submit tonight. You guys are fucking wonderful, man. Thank you. Huge shout out to all of our Music Mondays patrons over there on the Patreon, of course. You know what I mean? You guys are fucking wonderful. Thank you. Huge shout out to the homie King Mark. Huge shout out to the homie King Mark, and huge shout out to let's see here. Huge shout out to Cadella Brum, Kale, Ghost, Liberis, Ryuki, TDG, and the homie Jordan. Thank you guys so much for becoming Music Mondays patrons. You guys are fucking wonderful. So let's see here. Huge shout out to everybody that did submit tonight. Huge shout out to Canela Brown, Just Was, Most Dope Came On, TDG, Sam's Raps, Onwuka Group Up Sounds, Jordan, Ghost, Offspring, Sirius, Pez, Black Brains, and the homie Mimi. Thank you guys so much for all of your submissions tonight. You guys are fucking wonderful individuals. Thank you. And of course, you can find this episode of the Music Mondays podcast over there on our Patreon, and then of course it'll be live on all audio platforms, anchor.fm/allmusicmondays. So you can go catch all 270 plus episodes of the Music Mondays podcast over there. And then of course this will be uploaded on YouTube this Saturday at the Music Mondays YouTube channel, so make sure you come through and show that some love. And then of course make sure you follow Music Mondays on all social media, whether that be Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, Threads, Facebook, YouTube, wherever we're at, wherever you're at, we're at. So make sure you come through and make sure you follow us on all social media at All Music Mondays. And of course, I stream 5-6 days a week, man. So make sure you come through and kick it with a kid. Speedrunning stuff, watch party stuff, reaction stuff. A lot of good jazz is always going down on the channel. So of course, I'll be live tomorrow per usual, and then we'll be live next week for episode 280 in the season 14 premiere of the Music Mondays podcast. So again, huge shout out to anybody that came through and showed love. If it's your boys on sites, make sure you follow, subscribe below. Everything linked below. All my socials, all the good jazz is linked down below. Love y'all. Take care. Be safe, and I'll see you tomorrow and next week for episode 280 of the Music Mondays podcast.